With over 400 celebrity interviews and tons of pop culture nerdiness, Too Opinionated is a safe haven for your inner geek. Find us at meistercon.com or on YouTube under MeisterCon Pod. And please subscribe. It would really help us out. Thanks, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. I'm so excited today. I've got actress Abi Monterey with me. So welcome, Abi.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
I am such a fan of yours. I was just thrilled to death that you were coming on. I think you're so talented, and I know you're fairly young in your career. So you're just getting started, which is really neat. I'm looking forward to kind of seeing what you have coming next.
Thank you.
So Abi, I'd like to start here. Tell me a little bit about what got you into acting. Why did you want to become an actress?
Well, I first started with dancing and singing.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Tampa, Florida. So when I was like 6 years old, I joined this all-girls performing group called Entertainment Review, and we like sing and dance all across the state of Florida. And then when I was about 12 years old, I moved to New York and started working in theater. And that's when I realized what I loved about singing and dancing was the storytelling aspect and the acting. So then ever since then, I really started like focusing on specifically the acting, and now I'm here doing what I love to do as an adult.
I mean, that's pretty great. Did you like in your time in the theater, did you do musicals? Did you get to use some of your singing ability?
Yes, I was in this production of How the Grinch Stole Christmas at Madison Square Garden, and
Oh,
that's
you played Cindy, didn't you?
yes, I played Cindy Lou Who.
I mean, no pressure there. It's just
Yeah.
Madison Square Garden, no big deal. You know.
It kind of went over my head when because I was so young. I didn't realize, I didn't even really know what Madison Square Garden was until I was performing there, which was very, I don't know, it was interesting. So I wish I appreciated it a little more in the moment.
But would it have made you more nervous if you appreciated it at the
Honestly,
time?
probably. It probably
Yeah.
would make me more nervous.
It's probably a good thing. Like
Yeah.
I tend to do my best when I'm completely oblivious of what's going on around me.
Yeah, same.
So
Ignorance.
once it comes to my attention, then I'm going to worry about
Yeah.
it.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's how I got into acting. And I didn't start working in film and television until I booked Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
So ever since working on Doom Patrol, I honestly loved film and television a lot more than theater. I just love how it focuses on small little details.
Yeah.
And you can get everything as perfect as it can be.
If you like the storytelling aspect, I mean, do you have aspirations to step behind the camera at some point?
Probably in the future. I feel like I don't know enough yet.
Yeah, it's early. Yeah, you got plenty of time.
Yes, I feel like I also like don't know enough about like the world and everything, so I wouldn't trust myself to be able to like fully like authentically tell a story yet.
Yeah, I think that's very rare when somebody knows that they're not quite ready yet.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I I hope it's more common because I don't know. Honestly, you might never know when you're ready, to be
Well,
honest.
at some point you have to try it if it
Yeah.
interests you, and sometimes failing is the best way to learn.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't have such a big project the first time that when if you fail at it, everybody's like, all right, we're not asking her again.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
What you see, Doom Patrol's been out for a while now. If they keep going, at some point, that's you need to go and just direct an episode, because that's how the long running shows. They're always asking the actors, "Hey, do you want to direct one of these?"
Episode. I don't know if I'd be able to do that just yet, but maybe I'd say I'd be ready to do something behind the scenes more, maybe in 10
Yeah.
years. And I don't know
Yeah.
if it'd be like directing or writing. I'm not quite sure yet, but I feel like can't quite use my own voice yet, and I'm more of like a vessel for other people at the moment.
Yeah, you're learning.
Yeah.
I love that. What kind of dance did you do?
I did a lot of ballet and like
Yeah.
contemporary lyrical. I was like mostly trained in ballet.
Have you got to play a ballet dancer yet?
No, I haven't. I have not. I would love to. I haven't
I've
been in a while.
I've got see. I've pitched this idea a few times, but what about you're a ballet dancer and you get hurt so that you can't dance anymore, and you're like all depressed and you're trying to figure out what you're going to do with your life, and you accidentally fall into solving crime.
Whoa, that would be kind of cool.
I know. But I can only come up with the idea. Somebody else that has some ability has to write it.
Yes.
I would watch that because then you get to dance a little bit, but then you get a like the heartbreak of not being able to dance. So that's a lot of emotion you get to show, and then you get to like kick butt and solve crime.
Yeah, so it has that action adventure aspect as well.
See, I was thinking series, but what if we just did like a series of movies?
A series of movies, yeah, like a whole thing, yeah.
Because they used to do that. Like network TVs would have, like Tom Selleck would be solving crime or mysteries. He did mysteries, but every few months a different movie would come out.
Yeah. That's cool.
Because you have nothing else to do.
Yeah,
right,
totally.
Why not?
Why not?
So we watched the Curse of Bridge Hollow. Loved it. Thought it was really fun. I wanted to show it to the grandkids, but I think they're too young. I think it might have scared them a little bit because they're little. They're little.
Wait, how old are they?
Well, the oldest one's not quite 4 yet.
Oh, that's young.
So they're young.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw it, I was like, oh, there we go. We'll watch that with the grandkids. And I was like, well, maybe we better watch it first. So we'll save that for a few years.
I feel like it's good for like 8, maybe starting at 8 years old.
That's what I was thinking, like 8 to 10. It'd be perfect for because it's fun. It's a fun movie.
It was really fun to film too. It was like Halloween for 3 months, and Halloween is my favorite holiday, so I was having the best time.
When do you start putting out Halloween decorations? How early?
This year my friends and I started putting up Halloween decorations like early September.
Yeah, I thought you were kind of that type.
Yeah, it's just fun, and I love like the fall vibes and like the spooky movies.
What did you dress up as this year?
I dressed up as multiple things. So I came to New York. It's my friend's birthday, my best friend's birthday. Their birthday is the night before Halloween.
Oh, nice.
So, like 3 days of like dressing up in different costumes. The first day we were all like Shark Boy and Love Girl characters. I was the Ice Princess.
I love that.
The second day we were characters from Shrek. My friend was SpongeBob. I was Patrick. And then the last day I did like a pretty angel costume based on like the Romeo and Juliet movie.
See, you took full advantage of Halloween.
Yes, and I haven't been able to dress up for Halloween since like 2017 because I've been either like working or it was the pandemic. So it would be nice to be able to do that. And
yes, I was in LA for Halloween and it was awesome. That was a lot of fun. I was staying in West Hollywood, so I got to kind of I did some people watching, which was
cool.
was pretty good.
I love West Hollywood.
Although if you ever want to see a great Halloween New Orleans, you have to do like Bourbon Street in New Orleans. It's the best.
Yeah, I've heard. I've never been to New Orleans, but
I've been one time, but it happened to be on Halloween.
Oh, that's the best time.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I would recommend it. I'm not a big dresser upper, but my wife is. She loves putting on the costumes and stuff. So New Orleans, there you go. I like that you and your friends had themed costumes.
It's fun, and then you get to plan them out, and I don't know, it's a good time.
I mean, did you go to parties?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
we went out and like walked around New York, and it was really fun. And like it was fun to see everyone else dressed up too. Um, it
I
was
know nobody feels out of place because everybody's dressed up.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get like discounts if you go to like you could get like a $6 meal at Chipotle if you came and dressed up on Halloween. So we are like, let's go to Chipotle and get a $6 meal.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. Well, that makes me feel like I need to start dressing up. Maybe I'm missing out.
Yeah, it's fun. It heals the inner child for sure.
Okay, okay. My inner child probably has some healing to do. That's not true. That's not true. My inner child gets plenty of activity. My whole life is taking care of my inner child. It's terrible.
It's awesome.
It is kind of awesome. So Bridge Hollow, the cast to me seemed like you had really good rapport. You know, it's like sometimes you can watch something and you can just tell if a cast gets along or not. It felt like you guys got along really well.
We did. And it was fun. Me, Holly, and Miles, we played the paranormal kids. We were
Yeah.
like always together on and off set. We were like a trio in real life while we were filming. And we filmed in Atlanta, so we would like do Halloween things in Atlanta while we were filming. And we went to a pumpkin patch, we did a corn maze, we went to
Nice.
a house, we did all of these things. We went on a ghost tour, which was really fun. We're like, we should get in character and go on a ghost tour, like one of the first days we met each other.
Yeah.
And we were all in like the same hotel. So it was like, I don't know, we were like three little best friends while we were filming, and it was really fun.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. It's like you're filming, but you're also kind of playing too.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
And the whole cast was great. Like I loved Priya. She was so fun to work with. She's really funny as a person too. And Marlon is hilarious. And he was like great to work with because he's had so much experience. So just watching him, I feel like I learned a lot. And John Michael Higgins, who played the
Yeah.
principal, was the best
I
person
love him.
ever. I love him with all my heart. He took us to like a symphony and a botanical garden, and it was really fun. And he gave like a lot of great advice about the industry and everything.
He seems like just a nice guy.
Yes, he is so kind.
Yeah.
Um, and he always just brought like really light energy to set. Like when people were starting to get stressed, he always knew how to like lighten the energy and keep things positive and light.
I mean, that's pretty great. That's it. If not that I could act, but if I did, that's how you'd want to be around people that were helping you, you know, that are making you better at what you're trying to do, but also that you can get along with. I mean,
Yeah.
that's to me, that's what I would be looking for on the set.
Yeah, exactly. And also it was a comedy. So like it was just nice when people were like, hey, we're filming a comedy, we should have fun, instead of getting carried away with, oh, we have to do this on time and we have to be at this place on time and get this done by this time. Like, so like Michael and Marlon were both great at like making everything a little more positive.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I'm sure Marlon, especially, he's such a funny guy with that. I'm sure that he could lighten the mood if it needed to be lightened.
Yes, and he has the best jokes too. He's like
Yeah.
king of jokes. He was hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty great. Did you have to work with a green screen a lot for this, or did they use more like practical effects?
Um, they used a lot of CGI, so we
Yeah.
would just have to imagine something that wasn't there a lot of the time. For the skeleton scene, it was stunt people in green screen suits with the
Yeah,
helmet.
that was kind of what I was thinking. It was that actual people in suits.
Yes, and we
Yeah.
had like a week of rehearsals before to like choreograph that whole scene, and that was really fun. And there's some people, we all got along so well. I loved them. And yeah, so a lot of it was like imagining things that weren't there, and then a few like green screen things.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I think I'd struggle with that I'd need something like it wouldn't have to be look exactly like whatever it's supposed to look like, but you would need to tell me this is that, so that I could pretend that was that. I don't think I could work with just nothing.
Yeah, I had to do that a lot in Doom Patrol, also with the imaginary
I know
friends.
you're like a pro.
I guess I don't know, but like Herschel, the spider imaginary friend, I had no idea what size it was going to be either. So like we had like different options for the sizes, like a medium version and a large version, and I would just do like two different takes of the scenes with like both versions. And then the candle maker was usually like a pole with fire on the top.
See, I could probably work with that.
Yeah.
I could probably work with that. What so Dorothy on Doom Patrol, such a unique character. You know, did you know, like, once you got the role, did you know the role that you were actually getting, or did you have to go back and kind of research her?
I had no idea. So I
Yeah.
was in college when I booked the role, and I was in the middle of my sophomore year, and I ended up having to drop out to go do it, which was the best decision I've ever
I was going to
made.
say it's a good decision because you
Yeah,
can always go back to college, and you
exactly.
may not get another role like that.
Yeah. And so I had no idea what I was getting into because when I auditioned, I didn't know the show and I
Yeah.
was auditioning not expecting to get anything. I was like, it would just be a nice experience to like film a self-tape and like a way to like practice. And then it ended up going really well. And then I ended up booking the part, which was amazing. And so I didn't really know what I was getting into until I had booked the part. Then I started doing research on the comics and I read some of the comic books. And I was like, this is a really cool character. And I
Yeah,
didn't,
it's that's the nice thing with Doom Patrol. They're all cool characters. They're
yeah,
all weird, and Dorothy fits right in the middle of that. You know, I mean, she's got this ability to bring whatever creature, monster she thinks of to life, which is crazy. And then just the whole appearance of her, it's just strange.
exactly. Um, the makeup was a whole, it's like a whole world that I got to be introduced to. And I like felt like I learned so much about makeup and prosthetic
Yeah.
makeup, special effects makeup, just by sitting in the chair. Um, I did not realize what I was getting into with the makeup, but it ended up being a really good experience because Derek and Eric Garcia, they're twin brothers who did my makeup. They
Oh,
were the
nice.
best people that could have done my makeup, and I loved them so much. They're so funny.
I mean,
And
how long are you in the chair getting ready?
it started the very beginning of season 2, like around 3 hours, and then it slowly dwindled down. And like this, we like just finished filming season 4, and it was about like we got it down one day to like an hour 45, which was the
That's
quickest
pretty good.
one.
That's
Yes,
still a long time.
a long time, but it feels like I just remember in the beginning and when we were doing like makeup tests when they didn't know like what it was going to look like yet and they're testing different things. It was like they would test one, take it off, and then test another one. And like it was like hours and hours and hours throughout the day, like in the chair. But it was just, it was it wasn't brutal or anything because of Derek and Eric, because they're just
Yeah.
great people and like I had so much fun with them. And they're so
Yeah,
good at
I mean, we love Dorothy the character. It's, you know, you have times where you're rooting for her, and then you have times where you're like worried for her, and there's times you almost feel sorry for her, some of the stuff she's going through, and then other times you're like, she's kind of scary.
Yeah. Other times you hate her, yeah. She does some pretty evil things
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. I mean, she's just, I think, such an interesting character. And then you got to play like the young Niles too, right? In the one
Yes.
episode. That was
Yeah,
kind of neat too.
that was so funny. Chris, the director, Chris Manley, um, he like I came into his office one day and he's like, I had this great idea. What if you played young Tim, young Niles? And I was like, what? And I was like so down. And it was really fun. And everyone got to see my face. That was like one of the first days on set. People actually got to see my face.
What was that like?
People were like, wait, that's what you look like? I'm like, not exactly, because I'm a little boy right now, but I basically look like this.
Well, it was your face at least
Yes.
with that. But yeah, I didn't think of that. But yeah, most of them probably didn't see you unless you were in makeup.
Yes, most people, because my calls were really early, so I would be like one of the first people there. So most people didn't see my face, and some people never saw my face. There's one director one day who I was walking by without the makeup, and she didn't even realize it was me at one point until I had to like say something. It was really funny.
That's pretty. Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking. Was if they'd never seen you, did it take them a minute to figure out that that was actually you?
And then when like we would all like me and the other actors, when we would all hang out on set, some people would be like, "It's so nice to see your face."
Yeah. Well, it probably felt good for you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did like wearing the makeup because like I don't know another role I would be able to play where I'm able to like completely transform
Right.
that. It was just really, really cool.
I think it's a good skill to be able to like check the box too, because if you're ever on a movie or another set, then they know you can stand being in the chair, because not everybody can stand hours of this, prosthetics and stuff being put on. Some people get claustrophobic with that.
Yeah, it takes like practice too. Like I like this season, it was a lot easier than it was in the earlier seasons because I had done it so much and it like felt like a routine and I knew what to expect.
Doesn't the new season start like in a couple weeks or maybe a month?
And it comes out December 8th.
December the 8th. It feels like the third season just ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. You may not be able to tell, I'm kind of nerdy. I'm a comic book guy. So I was a big fan of Doom Patrol. I was a big Teen Titans fan, which, Doom Patrol shows up in some of the early Teen Titans episodes or issues. And once I kind of was introduced to them, then I kind of followed along. And I love them because it's all of these very flawed characters that are mostly trying to do good. Not all good, but mostly good. But they're all very flawed. And I think that's such a fun way to do a show, and especially when you have a whole team of them.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And I like it because it's so truthful. And the Doom Patrol, I think, represents all of us, because all of us as people are just so incredibly flawed. Like no one's a good person, no one's a bad person. We're just trying to be happy. And I feel like I've never really seen a superhero show where it's been like that. Like they get powers and it doesn't solve their life, the problems in their life.
That's right. Yeah, in a lot of ways, it makes them worse.
Yeah. And sometimes they can try to save other people, but at the end of the day, they need to learn that they need to save themselves. So that's a good lesson in Doom Patrol.
That is a very good lesson. We've had several of the cast on the show. We did a panel where we had Phil Morris and Hannah came on, Stephanie, who am I forgetting? Oh, Tommy Snyder.
Oh, cool.
Came in, and then there was Jackie came in. We had several of the personalities were on at the same time. It was fun. It was a fun little panel to do, and that was just after season 1, I think.
Oh wow, a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But that so much has changed since then.
Yes. For sure.
Do you have a favorite episode that you got to do?
I don't know. I definitely have a favorite in season 4 that I will not be saying anything about.
Do you know which episode it is?
Episode 9, which probably won't come out.
Oh, that's right at the end of the.
Yes.
Yeah, it probably won't be in this first batch.
probably won't.
I have to wait.
But what from the seasons that are out, I think my favorite to film was probably either the baby doll episode in season 2 or the one right before when we're trying to bring Danny back.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah, that's a good episode. Will we see the Dead Boy Detectives in season 4?
I don't know. I can't say anything about season 4.
See, you did that really good. You didn't even like almost answer and have to stop yourself. You were prepared.
Yes. I don't want to spoil anything.
Well, I had heard that they were looking at that as a possible spinoff, or to do maybe even just a different. It's not the same as the ones that were on Doom Patrol, but a different show with Dead Boy Detectives.
Yeah, I know they are doing a Dead Boys show, and I am so excited to watch it. I will be watching. But I don't know much about it other than that.
No, me either. I like the fact that DC does a pretty good job with their TV shows in that they bring in a lot of characters that, people wouldn't know. You have to get introduced, unless you were just a comic book fan. You probably aren't going to know them. Doom Patrol, especially, it's like every villain they bring on there. I have all my friends asking me, "Who is this?"
Yeah, exactly.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, I love.
Then you have a superhero street.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what other comic book has that? It's so unique.
None.
Yeah.
You spent a lot of time on Danny the Street.
Sure did. 90 years. Long time.
Yeah, I think they need to. They need to do more of Dorothy's backstory. We want more of that. I know we've done some. We want more.
More backstory. That would be cool. I would have fun with that.
More about her mother would be good.
Yeah. That would be fun to do.
Pass that along. See if you can nudge them along that direction.
Yeah.
So you've had both of these roles really are in kind of the same type of genre. I mean, you've got a supernatural type of element to it with that. Do you like those type of shows, or has this just kind of been a coincidence?
This has been a kind of a coincidence. I do like those kind of shows though. Well, I've never been like a superhero show fan.
Yeah.
And I didn't really I was never into like comic book worlds, and I didn't get an opportunity to like really appreciate them until I was in Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
And then with like Curse of Bridge Hollow, like I loved movies like the Goosebumps movies and like
me too.
Monsters, Haunted Mansion. So that's something I did really love before doing it.
I like being scared, but I don't like the gory stuff.
Yeah, I don't like the gory stuff either, but I do like horror movies a lot.
Yeah.
I like watching. I would never watch horror movies alone. I love watching like with a bunch of friends and like talking at the screen. It's fun.
Yeah, and that is fun, and it keeps you from getting too scared.
Yeah.
When you're with a group and you're kind of talking back to the screen, I think that keeps me from getting too scared.
Yeah, same.
It's like it reminds you that you're not actually in the movie.
Exactly.
So you've done some work with your sister as well. She acts as well.
Yes, she does. When we were younger, we wrote this cabaret show that we performed together in New York. Well, I was like,
that's amazing. How did you get somebody to say, okay, I'm going to let these two young ladies perform a cabaret show? That seems like that would be difficult to do.
I have no clue how it happened. It was so long ago, I barely remember, but I just remember we wrote it was right when my sister was in Matilda the Musical on Broadway, and I did How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So it was after all of that had ended, and we were like, we want to tell our story about how we got here in a cabaret setting, and it would be fun. So we wrote a whole show and did it at this venue called 54 Below, which is a a cute little cabaret venue in New York City that a lot of Broadway people perform at. And it was really fun. And we had like really cool guests, like Andrea McCardle, who was the original Annie, was one of our
Yeah.
guests. And Laura Osnes, who played Cinderella, was one of our guests. And like we had like so many like really cool people come and
That
sing.
sounds fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. And we got to be creative too. Um, and I just didn't really like looking back. I'm like, we were so young. I was 14. I just turned 14, and my sister was 11.
Wow.
So we were really, really young. And I
I mean,
don't know how to carry
any
that on.
plans to revisit that at some point in the future?
Probably not. But because we're both very like removed from the theater world now.
Yeah.
Um, but I would love to work with my sister again in the future.
Yeah.
Um, it would be a lot of fun. We haven't ever had the opportunity to really like act together in a production. So I would love that.
Yeah,
Um,
that'd be pretty great. I think it's just something like as great as it would be in the moment. I think looking back on it when you're both like, done with acting or older in your life and looking back and say, I got to work with my sister. That's kind of neat.
Also, we work really well together too, because we're able to,
Yes.
like, especially in like a work setting, we're able to communicate really well. And like we know how our brains worked because we grew up together.
Yeah.
So we like can like read each other's minds. So we
Yeah.
work together.
That's terrific. Do you come from like a artistic family?
No, just me and my sister. My mom works in like the corporate world, like as an
Yeah.
IT executive, and then my dad is an entrepreneur. So they are not artistic people at
Well, how
all.
did they handle both of you going into entertainment?
Um, my mom was very much like, you have to prove that you want to do it because I am not driving you places unless you actually want
That's
to.
fair.
Yes. And so she would like that. It was a way for us to do our chores, like an
Yeah.
extra chore. She was like, okay, do my laundry if you really want to go to rehearsal, like things like that. So it was a way to
It's
get us
good
to.
for mom. She knows how this should work. That's
Yeah.
good.
When right before we got on Broadway, we really wanted to go to this theater camp in New Jersey. And so, because just to learn more about like theater and acting and everything. And
Yeah.
she's, I'm not paying for that. If you guys want to go, you have to make the money yourselves. And I was 11, my sister was 9. And we ended up like singing in random restaurants like across Tampa and St. Petersburg,
That's
Florida,
awesome.
and ended up raising the money to take a road trip to pay for the camp and everything. We set up like a GoFundMe online. I don't know how we did this so young, but we were just very ambitious and very determined. And then
Yeah.
we ended up going to the theater camp, and then that's where we were picked up by managers. And then we went on our first auditions after that, and it was for How the Grinch Stole Christmas and Matilda, and we both booked. And then we moved to New York. So
It's
it was like
amazing.
crazy story. I look back at it and I was like, wow, I knew how to work hard as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously you did. I mean, was your mother surprised at how good both of you were at it?
Um, I don't think she was.
Yeah.
I don't think I think she kind of expected it because we just worked really, really hard, and we really loved it and wanted to do it. And I feel
Yeah.
like, especially for like kid actors, when they really love it, they'll be good. Um,
Yeah.
and
I think that's the key, because otherwise, especially as a kid, you get distracted too easy.
yeah, exactly. Um, so I don't think she was surprised. And a lot like she had never really been around the performing arts world also.
Right.
So she didn't really know what to expect. Or what the
No, that
standards.
was probably stressful trying to figure that part of it out.
Yeah. Yeah. But she was like, I'm so grateful for her because she's so supportive. She's always had our backs, and she's always encouraged us to like make what we want in our lives happen.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. Is there a genre that you haven't done that you would like to try?
Ooh.
I mean, other than our crime drama that we're working on, our ballet crime
So
drama.
definitely the ballet crime drama. That's number one, but that's already happening. I would also love to do like a family drama. Doom Patrol kind of has family drama
It
aspects, but
does.
not officially a family drama.
Yeah.
Um, so I'd love to do something like that. Also, like actual horror would be really cool. My sister did a horror movie that's called Hereditary. Um,
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
it
that
was
movie is scary.
Yes, it was really scary. I knew it was, I wish I didn't know what was going to happen when I watched it because I knew everything that was going to happen. So I didn't like, I wasn't like surprised, like I was
Right.
expecting, but I wish I didn't know. So,
That's a good movie.
yes, it is a very good movie. And I got to visit my sister when she was filming, which was really fun.
Oh, that's nice.
Like, see everybody on set and stuff. Um, Yeah, so I would love to do like horror, um,
Yeah.
honestly, drama, because it would be really fun. And it like sparks like really cool conversations about like human condition, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. That's really good. Well, Abby, this has been terrific. I appreciate so much you coming on the show for just a little while. I can't wait to see what you've got coming up next, which brings me to my last couple of questions is, is there anything you're working on currently that we can kind of keep an eye out?
Currently, I'm just auditioning, all of that.
Are you still doing it remotely or are you going in person more
Still,
now?
still
Yeah.
remote, which I kind of like. I really like doing self-tapes and stuff. It's really fun. And it's like,
Are you a perfectionist? Like, do you have to do them over and over till you get it perfect?
yes, I definitely am, but I'm trying to be less of a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So we're working on that.
Sometimes it hurts you, I think.
I agree. I always
Yes.
find the best takes are some of the first takes you do because
Yeah.
it's always like fresh and natural.
Yeah.
I do self-tapes. And it's just an opportunity to like act with your friends. Like
Yeah,
when
that's
you're
a good point.
readers, it's just really fun. And you have a lot of control too with like
Yeah.
how it's filmed, how you're lighting everything.
Yeah. See, I think I'd be the same. I would like all of that, but I do see an advantage if you're there in person than if maybe you were close but not quite right, they might direct you and give you another shot at it. Where on a self tape, it's
They would be like, no.
they'd be like, okay, no, next.
Yeah. I like in-person auditions too because you get to like meet people and see people in
Yeah.
person and you do it and you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, but you get to, like, if you're going to auditions over time, you're eventually going to start seeing the same people. So if you're in person, you build that relationship.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do miss in-person auditions. I was in this audio drama that just came out on Audible called Upgrade Soul, and it just came out Thursday, which was yesterday.
What'd you think about the audio work?
It was really fun. I
Yeah.
liked I like you could literally show up in your pajamas in
I
a
know. I think I would love that part of it.
Yeah, so you don't have to like really like get ready. You just have to like show up and then do the work.
Did you get to work opposite some of the rest of the cast, or did you just record by yourself?
I recorded by myself, so I didn't get to listen to most of it yet, but I listened to some clips, and
Yeah.
it's cool to hear the other actors' voices because I hadn't heard them yet.
See, I think it'd be hard doing that without the
other
the
actors.
people opposite you. Yeah.
They had like a reader, and the reader was really good, really talented.
Well, okay. I could probably do it with that. That would be good.
Yeah, so that was really nice. But it's really fun, and one of the writers of Doom Patrol wrote it, so
Ooh.
it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, okay. So last thing before we wrap up, and you have to come back. Yeah, we have to do this again. So when you have something coming out or you're ready to make our crime drama,
yes,
you got to come back.
About the crime drama.
Yeah, we're going to do it. I just have a good feeling about it. I'm going to turn on Netflix one day and you're going to be on there as dancing. And I'll be like, I know what's coming.
The crime drama.
So where can we find you on social media?
My Instagram is just my name, Abi Monterey. I also have a TikTok, but I don't really post that much on there.
TikTok's hard.
It is. The things I post are just like stupid videos with me and my friends, and they're funny in my opinion.
Well, that's what you're supposed to put on there.
Mm-hmm.
I think TikTok's kind of intimidating though, because there's people on there that have just they're so talented at whatever it is they're doing. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I think it's such a cool app because it's a way for artists to like show their work to the public and make connections they wouldn't have been able to make without it. So I feel like it's a really good way for like up and coming artists of like any genre to get their work out there.
I love that part of it. Yeah. I mean, it's got a ton of positive uses. Unfortunately, it has a few negative too, but the positives definitely outweigh the negative.
Exactly. Yeah. It's hard to get off the app. Scrolling for too long. It's hard to get off.
It is. It's a time suck. You could lose a day.
Yes, I will literally be in bed. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed. Let me look at TikTok. Literally 3 hours later, I'm still looking at TikTok.
I know. You have to set a time limit with it.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, I'm only doing it 10 minutes, done.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Abi, thank you so much. And definitely let's do this again.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Okay, hold on one second. All right, so that was the talented Abi Monterey. Do yourself a favor and check out The Curse of Bridge Hollow on Netflix if you haven't watched it yet. It's a lot of fun. A lot of really good actors on there, and Abi, definitely one of those. If you're a comic book fan and you're not watching Doom Patrol, you are definitely missing out. If you're not a comic book fan and you're not watching Doom Patrol, you're still missing out, but maybe not as much as somebody that's a comic book fan. Terrific, weird show. It is so strange, but in the best possible way. And Abby's character Dorothy on the show it's amazing. It's just amazing to watch her work with that because it's such a strange character, but fun. So it's definitely, if you haven't watched Doom Patrol, check that out. I think she shows up in season 2, and then it's been on since. Season 4 comes out December the 8th, HBO Max. So definitely watch for that. Thank you guys so much. If you want to help us, if you want to support us, you liked what you listened to or what you just finished watching, you can do so by subscribing. If you're listening, wherever you're listening at, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, MeisterCon Pod, please subscribe. We're definitely trying to grow those YouTube numbers, and it's free, and it gives you access to hundreds. We're closing in on 500 episodes, so you can get all of those. I guarantee you'll find a ton of people that you're either fans of or that you'll become fans of after you listen to the interview. So check that out. You can find all of those audio and video on our website, meistercon.com. And off camera, I was talking with Abi about if she was doing conventions, and she's getting ready to start doing those. So hopefully you'll get to see her out at some of the conventions. But if we're covering a convention, that'll be on the website. If we're doing anything in studio or going on location, we'll have that on the website as well, meistercon.com. So definitely check that out. Please subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Bye, everybody.